Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Brendan and here we teach that you can manifest anything if you can believe. Now please ignore the glasses if you can. I'm using this light setup that's kind of hard on the eyes, but today's video is I found the cheat code to win the game of life. Now this cheat code, by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how it plays a huge role in your ability to manifest your true desires, okay? This cheat code is releasing caring about what other people or society would desire for you. You're learning to understand your true self, what you actually want from your life, and by valuing that over everything else, every outside influence, you're going to manifest more quickly, more easily, more effortlessly than ever before. That way you can get wonderful results just like these. That being said, let's get into it. So just to get clear, this cheat code to win the game of life, to get what you want, get what you actually want, is to release caring completely about other people's opinions, society's opinions, about who you are, who you should be, and what you should want for yourself. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's someone you don't know, it could be strangers on the internet judging you for who you are or what you've manifested, or it could be your parents, right? It could be people close to you and they're trying to tell you, well, I don't know if you should really do that. I don't know if that's right for you. Is that safe? Is that this? Is it that? No, you don't give up any of your power to outside influence, okay? It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if society says, you know, you're getting a little old. You need to have this by now. You need to be this by now. But what if that's not what you really want? Then you're going to get caught up in slowing yourself down, slowing down your progress towards achieving your true goals, achieving what's really meant for you by focusing on what other people would want for you, right? When we understand ourselves the best is when we're able to manifest the most efficiently, okay? Because otherwise, then you're just asking for stuff that you don't even really want. You're trying to be something for someone else. You're trying to prove yourself, which automatically takes you out of a position of power. Remember, you are one with God, source, universe, one with the creator of your experience. There is no other creator. So why would you give up your power to parts of the illusion? Okay, these people that seem to be outside beings, they're just reflections, really. So if you're giving up your power to these reflections, it just shows that within you, you don't actually value yourself that much. You don't value your own feelings, opinions, desires, beliefs enough to let that go. And that's huge because that's all resistance, right? It's going to create resistance. You're going to say, okay, well, I'm putting them and their beliefs and their wants for me above myself. So then you're going to sleep every night imagining, affirming that you have what they want for you. But you can't really get into the feeling of that. You can't really succeed that way. Maybe you'll get little bits of results, but when you're trying to work that way, you're really working backwards. You're really trying to honor something outside of yourself, okay? You're making an idol of something outside, something illusory. You have to return to I am. That's who you are, without condition, without anything telling you you are this or you are that. No, your pure awareness. What is your I am telling you you really are? What have you always wanted for yourself? Maybe if you don't know exactly, you can look to when you were younger. Maybe you had certain aspirations. You loved art. You loved expressing yourself. That's what you want to focus on, even if it seems impossible to these illusory people or society on the outside. You are doing yourself a great disservice and you're not using this cheat code effectively if you don't drop what these other people think. Because as I said before, it's just a reflection. Your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own beliefs are creating that circumstance so that you can overcome, so that you can activate this cheat code and win the game of life. So let's say you do know what you want and it's not in alignment with what your parents, your close friends, what strangers on the internet or society is saying that you should have. So how are you going to release actually caring? How are you going to detach from their opinions? Well, first of all, you should look into why you want what you want, and then why they want what they want for you. What that means is you want to dig into where you're coming from. What in your feeling nature is saying, you know, I know exactly why I want this kind of relationship or this kind of financial situation or this kind of car, house, etc. And why do they, as the illusory part of your world, say that you should have something different? What are the motivations between them? And you'll find that what you have within, what you want, is coming from almost intuition. It's coming from a higher part of your being. It's something, it's just part of you, and it can't be separated. It's really who you are, truly. And you're stepping into self empowerment, right? And when you do that, you become so much more powerful in your ability to create your reality because you're really putting the value where it's meant to be. Do not put your faith in anything outside of yourself. There's one God, it's yourself, okay? So when you compare that to why outside influences, friends, family, society, tell you you should have this or you should have that, look at it and realize that it's about comparison. Usually they're comparing you to someone else. This other person is your age, and by that time they had this. Or society says, if you're not this, then you're not man enough, you're not woman enough, you're not a person that deserves love. And that's bull. You have to release all the bull from your life in order to become the free, limitless, ultimate being that you are. Okay? You're not supposed to be comparing yourself to anyone because it's just an illusion. You are in your own lane. You are your own being. And what's meant for you is exactly what you desire. It's what's best for you. And it's trying to come to you. You don't even have to work hard for it. But the work is being willing to detach from what you see in the world, whether it's other people's opinions or just physical circumstances in general. And if you want to master detachment, you can check out the Manifest Anything with Detachment course. It's absolutely wonderful. Some people have even said that applying these principles, things change for them instantly, just like this. Of course, if you want it, I'll leave a link in the pinned comment and the description. But to continue on this point, when you release caring about what other people say or what other people think, you are freeing up mental and emotional energy so that you can use that, the subconscious mind can use that to bring about what you really desire, right? Because we become locked up. We get emotional when we think about what we want, but it doesn't feel right. Not everyone's on our side. Why don't people believe in us how they should? And the truth is, we're feeling like a victim in that moment, but it is ourselves pushed out. Your world is yourself pushed out, your beliefs, your attitude of mind. Okay, so this is your opportunity to recognize I value what I truly want over what anyone else thinks. And as you do that, you recognize that by releasing that caring, by freeing up that mental and emotional energy, what you really want is going to come quicker, more easily, and more effortlessly. And also, on top of that, they're going to begin reflecting to you that newfound faith that you have in yourself. And probably even before results come, before they manifest into your life, they're going to change their attitude. You never know. There's only one mind, right? We're all connected. That's how thought transference works. That's why we can imagine someone saying something and then soon after hear it, because there's only one mind. So when you impress that one mind with that faith in yourself, with that faith that what you really want is what is meant for you, then they can't help but fall in line. And you're going to hear them supporting you, believing in you, which is a reflection of you supporting yourself, you believing in yourself. And that's huge. So let's try and break this down into a step-by-step process. First, recognize the impact of external opinions. Okay, so whether it's society, whether it's friends or family, recognize how in the past that has held you back. Okay, it could have been when you were younger and you were forced to do things you didn't want to do, and maybe it sent you into a depression. Maybe it made you judge other people. It made you feel like you couldn't trust other people or that you weren't supported. Maybe it created trauma, something like that. So recognize, okay, nothing good comes from having belief in other people's opinions for me. Nothing good comes from putting other people before myself. Then step 2 is to shift your focus inward, all right? Stop focusing on outside opinions, influences, and focus inward. What do you really feel? What do you really believe? What do you really want? Do you actually want those things that you've been manifesting, or are you trying to prove something to someone on the outside? And that's huge, right? If you're doing something to prove something to someone, it can't work. You literally can't manifest it in your life because you're coming from a place where you're not powerful, where you're not valuing yourself. And that's just untrue. It's not who you are. Step 3 is to practice detachment, okay? You have to get used to understanding that when you hear things from people, when you see maybe things on social media that would trigger you into feeling like you're not enough, into feeling like what you want isn't the right thing, you recognize, okay, this is just my world projecting my former beliefs, my former state of consciousness, my former attitude of mind, ways of thinking, feeling, etc. And when you do that, then it's easier to detach. It's going to be easier to say, okay, so I don't want to align myself with that anymore. It's only a matter of time until it starts to reflect to me that honoring myself is the way. It's the only way. And for that, it's good to practice mindfulness, okay? Practice a little meditation. Get used to observing your mind so that you don't automatically identify with these thoughts that are trying to compare you to other people or anything of that nature. Step 4 is to reaffirm your worth, okay? So whether it's affirmations, visualizations, but actually use something to help you feel that you are honoring yourself. You want to strengthen your belief in your own worth and your vision, okay? You have a vision for yourself, even if you're not clear on it yet. You may know that what other people want for you isn't it, okay? And so say to yourself something like, I honor myself. I choose my happiness, my peace, my bliss, my fulfillment. And no matter what it looks like on the outside, no matter what anyone else says, when I honor myself, everything comes together for me. Just something like that, something powerful. Just strengthen that belief in yourself. Then step 5 is to stay committed. It may take a while if you have a lot of negative programming, or it can change instantly. You never know. But this is the cheat code. This is what you want to apply because it's going to change your life. All right? Once you give up these false ideas of who you're supposed to be and you honor yourself, you honor your real feelings, then everything comes into place for you. That's how it's set up. That's how this game of life is set up. So that's the cheat code. And really, it's not even a cheat code. It's just understanding how to actually play, right? Understanding how to play uninhibited. You have all the rules now. You understand what to do to be who you are and to become who you were always meant to become. So because we're talking about the game of life, I want to include a quote here from Florence Scovel Shinn. She's the author of The Game of Life and How to Play It. And she says, "No man is your enemy. No man is your friend. Every man is your teacher." Now, that's what we talked about. Everything in your world is reflecting you, especially other people, especially society, right? It gives you an opportunity to confront your shadow, if you will, the parts of you that are not in alignment with who you really are. It's your teacher. It's saying, hey, this is what you're reflecting. This is what you're projecting. This is what you're giving off. Is this who you really want to be? And when we don't know the power of our mind, then we're in the habit of just going with that flow, going with that negative flow, saying, yeah, okay, I have to feel bad. I have to compare myself to others. But instead, this is what you do to let go. You recognize, okay, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? What is how I feel about what they said to me or how they look at me making me feel? And is that how I want to feel? Is that true to my true self? And if not, you completely let it go. Completely let it go. So to touch on this, it's about the fear of judgment as well. A lot of us have that. It's like, how do we exist without caring about being judged? Well, you have to understand that everyone's going to have an opinion, but none of it has to matter to you. None of it has to make any sort of difference to you. You can acknowledge that fear of judgment is natural. It's normal, okay? People are always going to feel that because there's so many people in the world, and what do they think? And am I this? Am I that? But you really learn that just because it exists doesn't mean it has to be a negative experience for you. It's neutral. In truth, everything is neutral. We give meaning to each and every experience in our life. So choose to make a habit of looking at any possibility of being judged, anytime you really are being judged, and recognize this is neutral. I don't have to fear this. This is just my old reality reflecting to me. And as I remain faithful to myself, my true self, everything will fall in line. And of course, you can encourage this with affirmations, visualizations, whatever makes you feel good. EFT tapping, if you will, if you're having an emotional reaction, taking deep breaths, anything that you can do to not be triggered, to not fall back into the old frame of mind where you worry about that sort of thing. That's the cheat code, letting go completely about this fear of judgment. So in conclusion, the goal of this cheat code, the goal to help you win the game of life, is coming to an understanding of who you really are, what you really want for yourself, and understanding that that comes from a true place of power. Okay? So if you want to access your true power, if you want to manifest your dreams, your desires easily, effortlessly, and be who you were always meant to be and more, then you have to be willing to let go of other people's ideas of what is right for you, because they're coming from a negative place, a place of ego, a place of comparison, okay? And that's not power. You don't want to give your power away to that. So bring that power back into yourself. Do whatever type of techniques you need to do to strengthen your belief in yourself, to stand up for yourself mentally, and to release all fear of judgment. As you do that, your world will come together and miracles will happen for you. It is so true. So I'm sure you found this helpful. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment in the comment section. If you have any experience of letting go this fear of judgment and how it played out for you, I'd love to read it. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.